It's interesting, right? I mean, it's interesting growing up in a household with two police officers as parents when you're a person of color.
So I'm going to expand on that.
Oh,
So
great.
growing
Okay.
up in a family with two police officers as parents, you don't know that it's not. You said it's not normal, but it was your normal experience all through. When did you know that it was different than other households or families, and what is different about it?
Earlier than you think, I know. Like, I knew it was different in middle school. It stopped being cool to have police officer parents in elementary school, because then people would say things like, well, you can't like tell Robert things because he might tell his mom and she'll come arrest you. And so I knew that it was not something to be ashamed about, but something that I needed to be really intentional about who I shared it with and understand the consequences that might come with people finding out. Certain families have conversations about how, like, their sons, and particularly their black sons, like, should feel about and should behave around the police that we didn't have. And I know for you, it was because my personality, and you didn't think that you had to worry. And I think that other parents might have still had the conversation even if they didn't feel like they had to worry. It's hard when your parents aren't around on the weekends, you know? Or when you have to be really quiet because they've been at work all night.
Like you were really conscious that you knew that I needed sleep and that you didn't want to wake me up. Yeah.
And the fact that there isn't kind of open hostility and animosity is good, even if it is weird. What's one experience you want us to share in the future together, and why?
One experience. I look forward to you getting married and having a family and having that experience, your, next level in your life. But just experiencing, seeing you grow, and, into a man. You're getting ready to go to law school, and what you get out of that, and it'll be interesting to have some interesting conversations, especially if you become a public defender, which I'm still very curious about.
What do you mean curious about?
I've always, it's just so contrary to my beliefs. I know we need public defenders. I just, seeing people victimized over the course of my career, and especially when I think back to, sexual assaults and domestic violence and stuff, I just always, and going to court and seeing the public defender fighting for somebody that I saw brutally victimize somebody else. And I'm just like, how can that person sleep at night? Like, where's the accountability in that?
The accountability is if the police and prosecutors have the right evidence and they go away, then they're held accountable. The role of the public defender is not to hold their client accountable, it's to hold the system accountable so that people who are innocent receive representation, aren't presumed guilty, and are able to trust that they have a chance. What do you think I'm hesitant to tell you, and why?
I think you're hesitant to tell me some of the struggles that you've been through, especially in your childhood and growing up in a blended family, and the way that affected you. And I think that you protect me in that way, that, you don't want to hurt me, so you don't say, talk about everything that, affected you growing up. And I think you do it to protect me and my feelings. But I don't think that it's healthy for you and your healing. Did I answer the question?
You answered the question, yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, to an extent. I don't think it's unhealthy, but it is true. Oh no. Oh no.
What's the pain in me you wish you could heal?
I wish you felt like you were good enough, that you were smart, that you are a good mother, and that you are, like, beloved. If this were to be our last conversation, what's something you'd never want me to forget?
How much I love you. How much I truly just love you and want all the best for you. And yeah, just my love is just, you're the first one to hear my heartbeat from the inside. Yeah, just how much I love you. Just an amazing young man, even though you're almost 30 now.
Not so young.
You're just absolutely amazing.
Thank you.